All right, welcome to Regenerate Talk. I'm about to explain the Spider-Man Lotus situation to my girlfriend and therefore the audience as well, if you're not familiar with the situation. So anyway, babe, Spider-Man Lotus is a fan film, and it came about by this guy, this user named GJK Central, also known, Gavin J. Knopp, and he used to be known as Spidey Central or something like that, and he used to just talk about Spider-Man shit. Huge fan of the character. Anyway, he to gain excitement about this project, he developed several posts, excuse me, and edits surrounding a 10-season pitch for a Spider-Man show. And enough people fell in love with his ideas in this hypothetical show,
that they gave him like $100,000.
Yeah, they gave him $100K. People, like, he set up a crowdfunding thing, legitimate business, all that, and he was able to get $100K in total. He was shooting for $50K, and he got well over that.
Mm-hmm.
And the fan film is called Spider-Man Lotus, and it follows the story of Spider-Man dealing with the loss of Gwen Stacy. And it's very important that I mention that because Peter's grief is the main enemy you see of this movie. Despite Green Goblin showing up in the movie and them having a cool fight scene, Green Goblin is not the villain. Don't be mistaken. It's Peter's grief. Gavin mentioned that about like 3 or 4 times. So I feel the need to mention it a few times myself. But anyway, this is where it gets really good. The movie is like, what? When were they planning to release this?
I think like late summer, early fall.
Actually, the original release date was earlier in the spring.
Yeah, but now
they pushed it back to this.
Yeah, now it's late summer or early fall.
Okay, so like they're supposed to release it like later this year at some point.
Mm-hmm.
And it turns out one of the main actors, Warden Wayne, the guy playing Spider-Man, there was some DMs that surfaced where he said the N-word and
hard R,
hard R, might I add. Just very ignorant comments, and then there was also some comments from Gavin J. Knopp himself, where
dog
he
eater
called Asian people
dog eater.
Yeah. I don't want to say it, but how like the stereotype of like what Asian people eat.
You don't have
that. Yeah.
I live in America.
Yeah.
Okay. And then it turns
out it just seemed like a recasting, but then you told me Gavin, and I was like, well, burn the franchise.
Well, they already filmed it too. Yeah, they already filmed the whole thing. That's the best part about it. They already filmed it. They're supposed to come out with it this fall, and now they don't know what to do with it because everybody's flipping out about it.
The guy basically just like reverse flashed like the entire plan.
Any profits they make from the video?
They can't make any profits from the video, legally speaking. Huh? Legally speaking, they can't because it's about Spider-Man. Oh. So like.
I was about to say donate them to like worthy causes.
Yeah, all that money's gone. Yo, wait. Okay, yeah, that's my explanation. You can go now, babe. If you want to.
So you said you can go now. That long drawn out Spider-Man.
That was for the audience and you. Okay.
Bye, Mrs. Big Wheel.
She's staring me down.
But yeah, also it turns out that the MJ actor kind of abused the Harry Osborn actor, and she's kind of a narcissist.
Yeah, I don't know, like how true that is. Yeah, is that like confirmed or like?
Not.
Is it just like somebody said that?
I will not speak on this.
I'm not sure.
Not speak on this.
Take it with a grain of salt.
Not keep my stare.
Okay, yeah, audience, I didn't keep the stare. She wants me to explicitly say that.
Yeah,
but
you knew the tone you used with me.
You must choose Spider-Man.
Bryce.
You must choose
How you let it
Spider-Man.
Bryce?
There's about to be domestic violence on this call.
Joking, Jesus. Now you staring at me. Okay, bye. Have fun.
Bye. I love you. Anyway.
It fucking sucks. 100K for some racist.
Yeah, 100K. People are supposed
Yeah.
to. I wonder if they'll still get their Blu-rays. That's my question.
I pre-ordered a Blu-ray. I'm playing. No, I
Did you
didn't.
actually?
I'm playing. No, I didn't. It's a fucking running joke. Me and Ty actually had. Well, not Ty. More so me and Jason and them had a run-in with Twin in like a group chat, and there was. I don't know. I was cracking jokes. She didn't like them, and I apologized to her pretty shittily. And like in the final like paragraph excerpt, I was like, "And I will be purchasing a Blu-ray copy of Spider-Man Lotus."
You should, June. You should, June. You can get all the special features. It's gonna be the apology.
I wonder.
You have the apologies and the special
I
feature.
wonder
Hello,
if
my
they're
name's
gonna-
Gavin J. Knopp. I am sorry for my dog eater. Dude, that's so I've never seen it like phrased like that. Like, I don't know why, but it like threw me off so hard seeing it.
I don't
Like, I've
wanna
heard like
I don't want to see Aquaman is directed by a dog eater.
Yeah, no, that was an insane comment. Though. That's really insane. Like there's so many things going for that one movie, and you just had to go straight for the low hanging fruit right there. Like,
yeah,
come on.
you didn't even
on.
mention the supposed bed shitter. I don't really know how like actually true that is, but you know.
Oh no, it just might have been Johnny.
Yeah, because I mean, from what I understand, it sounds like she actually was, you know,
A bed
telling the
shitter?
truth a bit. No, I
Hey,
think
man.
like from what I've read and like about it and what I understand, like she supplied like there was the case in the UK, and she was able to provide. They
Mhm.
were able to prove 12 of the 14 accusations or whatever in the UK.
Get over the Amber Heard and Johnny Depp case, please.
Well, I'm not talking about just about celebrity shit. I'm saying it because it's important, like for females in general.
Female.
I mean, we.
Listen,
can't
I'm
really
just
comment
saying. I'm
on
just
that.
saying.
We
Inform the
I said
public.
opinion.
What?
I said opinion's an opinion. You're not going to change that, like people's opinion of like loving.
Well, no. Most people like just generally went along with the opinion that she's a bed shitter. Like, second they said she shit the bed, literally everybody lost their mind and was like, "Oh, fuck her then." Like, yeah. Like, I don't know. I find it interesting in like a societal context and not just like, ooh, two celebrities. Like I'm not. I wasn't like.
Society or a woman
So have you
will
ever
shit
thought
on the
that Johnny
bed.
Depp was like a major celebrity, and when it first came out, people were heartbroken because that was like their childhood.
I don't give a fuck if they were heartbroken.
Real.
Like I can understand why the crowd went with Johnny because they're like, oh no.
No, I'm not. I'm not arguing why they went. Like, I understand like the biases in place. I just like don't agree with it. Like,
what was the fucking what were we talking about again? Was it Gavin Dog Eater Aquaman? The fuck what
Yes,
happened?
it was. Yes, it was.
I was waving by. I was
disappointed.
saying good night. No, it wasn't a shoo.
Gavin Dog Eater Spider-Man. Man, I don't want to go see Shang-Chi. That movie has a fucking dog eater as a protagonist.
Protagonist and director, mind you. Crazy rich dog.
Oh shit. I don't know.
Somebody pointed out, I didn't even think about this, but somebody pointed out that Aquaman and Birds of Prey were like the lowest on his DC.
No, yeah, at the bottom of his list. Oh my God.
No, I didn't even think about that. That's funny as fuck.
God, bro, it's just sickening. It's sickening. It's so disappointing.
I'm not disappointed. He's a white boy in LA. Them white boys in LA be racist as fuck. I ain't gonna cap. I'm surprised Bryce isn't racist. Them upstate New York white boys are racist as fuck.
He's from New York. He's racist, so just get jumped. There's just nothing to it.
Well,
They don't last long.
Well, he's not from
They don't last
kind of
long.
New York. He's
It's the culture.
He's
It's just the
pampered.
culture.
He's a pampered white boy.
It doesn't matter where you are. You just get jumped. Doesn't matter. Trust me.
It doesn't matter.
You don't last long.
We should do Regenerate Talk episode where Bryce just goes into like Brooklyn or some shit and yells the N word, and then you just hear him like, you just hear him running and screaming, "Oh, guys, it's not being funny, guys!"
Yeah,
It's
it'll either go like the Family Guy, Peter Griffin direction, where it's like they respected me for saying
Just
it,
king the black people.
or like I'm legit just gonna get shot in the face. Like somebody's gonna strangle me, somebody's gonna do something. Like I'm going to get knocked out.
Just know you'll always be okay in my eyes, Bryce. Always in my eyes.
Okay,
Yeah.
thank you. Always have at least one black support.
I can't save you for anything that might happen, but I'll always support you.
CB.
That's
From afar. From afar. It's like you say the N word, it's from afar.
I'm waiting on that fucking Eunice allegations. I'm manifesting that shit, bro.
Hey, man.
Honestly, the only allegations that are going to come out against him is that he's a fucking dumbass.
Fully.
Yeah,
fully.
Like, I legitimately don't think Eunice is like a problematic person. I feel like he's literally just a dumbass.
Bro,
I think that's why I hate on him so much. Like, he's like on the verge of being problematic, but like, he's not. Like, he can't be.
Yeah. He just can't be. Why?
Bro was gagging on Lotus's cock, and now as soon as all the allegations, he's like, "Oh man, I didn't know them that well, man. I only knew them for like half a year."
He was literally like what Academics is to Drake. That's what he was for fucking Spider-Man Lotus. He was on that dick.
Dude. It's insane how like in the fallout of like everything being leaked. I remember before the movie had released, all of his friends, all of Gavin's friends were like, "Oh my god, the script is so good. This movie's gonna be amazing." And then I just scroll on Twitter and I just see like, "Oh, this is the most generic Spider-Man movie ever." Like, jeez.
Well,
jeez.
See, I guess like that's the issue. Like, I guess this is like where the art and the artist comes in. Is like, I get like wanting to like tear him down a bit, especially after every like building everybody up with it. But it's also like that's not what we're talking about. Like, we're not talking about the actual quality of the movie. We're talking about he was saying some like messed up jokes, quote unquote jokes, and
like it almost bothers me in a way how it's become like how it just became like a joke so quickly. Like, dude, he really said something like really. Like him and Warden, they really said something actually horrible, and people just turned it into like a party, just something to laugh at. Like come on, can you be serious for 5 seconds? Like, this is why nothing is taken seriously.
Yeah, that is true. I mean, like, it is a little funny. Like,
no, yeah, it is. But
like when, like I agree with you in terms of like when you turn it into literally just like, oh fuck this movie, man, this fight scene looks like ass or whatever else. Like when it's not even finished. Like, again, that's not what we're talking about.
Exactly. There's nothing to do with this, bro.
I gotta give a clap to the fucking Goblin actor who's just like, he just doesn't fucking care. He's just being racist. He just doesn't fucking care. He's like
it's unapologetic.
It's all about context, guys. It's all about context. Like, I'll be honest, I used to be the same way. Like, I used to be that ignorant and think the same way.
White boy, upstate New York, white boy.
And I used to be like, oh, well, it's like the context of it. But, like, it's really, like, no, it's not.
The N-word is still the fucking N-word. It's like, it doesn't matter. Yeah.
Like, you can say context matters, but, like, at the end of the day, like, when you hear someone saying the N-word, you're not gonna, like, try to find the context for that. Like, you're just gonna be like, oh, you're a white dude saying that. You're probably not the best person to be around.
It's like bringing a sword to a bar mitzvah. I mean, I bet there's probably some traditional about it, but at the end of the day, it's still a fucking sword. Like, nobody says, like, the N-word hard R for, like, you know, buddy purposes.
Or even like
Wait, hold on.
with
hold
the
on.
A or
I'm
whatever.
confused. Did you say a sword to a bar mitzvah?
Yeah.
I'm so confused.
Yeah,
I thought
yeah,
it was,
yeah.
honestly, I thought it was like something like I wasn't informed about, but I'm glad you said something.
Is it just me? I've been to like 3 bar mitzvahs, and like 2 out of 3 of them had like guys with swords and shit. I was like confused. Don't ask why I've been to 3 bar mitzvahs. I've been to like 3 quinceañeras
Hey,
too.
man. Jewish friends.
I've been around the block. I've been around the
Yes,
block.
man. Yeah, man. You live in Colorado.
I've been to
You
one
expect
cookout
nothing
though,
less.
just one cookout.
I wonder why. I wonder why.
Just one cookout. Just one
That's
cookout.
all I'll say. That's all I'll say.
One cookout.
I just wonder why.
Just one cookout. It's fine
Just,
though.
I wonder why.
It's fine though. Mazel tov. Mazel tov.
Yeah. Shout out our Jewish supporters.
Yeah,
Fucking-
shalom.
What whatever. Shalom, is that even the right word?
Yeah.
See, this is how we're gonna lose him real quickly. So we're gonna lose him quickly.
Are we the next Gavin and Warden?
Most definitely. This is gonna hit us. So
I'm just
hard.
saying to the
Every
audience,
single
to the
episode.
audience, if shit leaks from what we've said in the past, it's probably 10 times worse than what Gavin and them have said. But we probably won't
Dude,
say
yeah.
as
honestly,
much.
I feel like you guys in particular survived the worst allegation, which is clowning on a victim of grooming.
Ooh, yeah. Yeah.
Honestly, like,
Yeah,
you guys got hit with that, and you're still here. That granted, you didn't get a fan film funded in your guys' names,
Yeah,
but still,
it's like,
Yeah.
we're
I
on a
mean,
smaller scale compared to like Gavin and them. It's like there's like
I'm just
there's
Yeah.
a reason why women only make sexual assault allegations towards like football people. It's like we don't really. It's like we're
black people.
yeah
You mean
we're
black people.
yeah.
You
I
mean
mean
black
yeah
people.
we're kind of small fry compared to like fucking Gavin and them. But
I mean, it could have been worse. It really could have been worse. Like,
definitely
like
could have.
I think like it could have been J bad. Like it could have been like they got everyone in on it. Had it not been something really, really horrible, could have been. Oh my god, bro, we could have been done for. I would not be alive today. Just like I can't even imagine how bad it could have gotten.
The grooming shit?
No, the the fallout where we got blamed for, that stuff.
Oh yeah.
Man.
I was chilling the entire time. I'm gonna be honest with you. When all that shit was going down, I was on a curb eating beef jerky. That's how I was chilling.
But hey, we survived. We lived through it.
last year was fucking loaded with bullshit.
All of our ops
Oh,
are
bro.
gone. All of our ops are gone. We've wiped out most of them.
I feel like they're not even wiped out. It's just like we've gone to our like separate corners. Like I was
That
thinking
is-
about it the
They're
other
just
day.
tired.
The community is so like shit now. Like I feel like nobody even talks about comics anymore. like
No,
at least like nobody I like
don't know what
interact
happened.
with. Yeah. Like I feel like it all became about like the drama aspect at some point.
Mhm.
Like
And everyone just left.
yeah. Like
I remember.
I mean, I respect it.
I remember all those like thank you posts I made whenever I got like 100 followers, and I was like, I love this community. And then like a couple like months after, I was like, fuck this, man, fuck this. It's horrible.
I mean,
My experience probably
yeah.
isn't. I'm just saying to all the new supporters out there, all the new accounts, we're still here. We'll chill. We're chilling. If you want to
Are we?
write a post, and I think it's cool, I'll share it on my story, just like old times. Just like old times.
I won't. I swear I won't. I don't. I just do my own thing.
honestly, it's
I
funny.
don't expect anyone.
Like I used to be like an outlier in terms of like I didn't talk about comic book shit, but like I
Mhm.
didn't like post about comic book shit, but like I would like talk about comic book shit and interact with like accounts that would post about
Film
it. Now
account.
I feel like I talk about it more than like half the people I follow. Like
Film account.
I feel like the only ones left are like the ones we beefed with and like Tom.
A hero story is
God,
still
it's
fucking
crazy
ass, by
how-
the way. Fuck a hero
Oh
story.
my god. I don't want I don't want this with them. I don't want this. I swear I don't want this. I don't endorse these words. not endorse this. I swear I don't.
Justice or
I love a hero story.
friend
I love a hero
friend
story.
at Comics or Not who RSVP'd to Tyler Huncho Torres's birthday party, but he wasn't allowed in, even though Jason got him a Nintendo Switch. Man, it's
I
unfortunate.
think at one point he called him Mexican slur.
They're both the same. They're the same ethnicity. It's like it's friendly fire. It's friendly fire.
I forgot
Maybe-
about that.
Maybe that's why it's so personal for Jason. He's just like, I don't know. Maybe he sees himself. Sees like a part of him that like he
buried long ago. This could have been him.
Shout out
Fucking
Comics or Not.
Gemini Man,
missed.
Will Smith
I think
facing off against himself.
I think it's also due to like we're not in that like pandemic lockdown, nothing to do era anymore. That's when I joined. I was really going ham.
Well,
Even
no,
before that.
that's not really. Before that, it was thriving.
Yeah.
Like, you wouldn't even know, dude. Like, oh my goodness, man!
I
Like,
guess
this
I
community
did.
is so beautiful, and we just ruined it. We ruined it all.
I guess I did kind of
All of us
I don't know.
collectively.
My entrance into the community was prophesized to just fucking ruin it. I guess. One day they'll.
This is why Gavin made these comments. Yeah, but the community, like I like started like pay attention to the community in like 2018 maybe. It was like 2017,
Mhm.
2018 I like started to like get into it and like actually like follow people that like posted comic shit and all that. And then like
folks used to be
pretty
so
much
cool.
honestly, lockdown like harmed it. Like I feel like that's
Would
when
you
shit
say?
started to go downhill. I would say so. Like I feel like that was like the beginning of the end was like lockdown happened and then like slowly it just seemed like more like
It got so
drama
much worse during
cases.
lockdown.
Yeah.
Dude, it was like, oh my god, I've
Fuck
never
with-
seen so many more political activists than I've seen during lockdown. It was
Yeah,
Oh,
honestly, yeah, that is a big part of it, I think.
I can't
Yeah.
speak. On that. That was beyond my time. That's like the old republic, bro. I get.
Me and Ty remember a little bit.
Veterans.
oh my god. Dude. Like it was just crazy like during lockdown seeing like basically like the world is on fire. Like I remember the night in Minneapolis, when that Target was set on fire and I saw it everywhere. Like it was everywhere and there were so many people talking about it. They're like, oh, they shouldn't have burned down that Target. Oh, they're helping the night. You see how wrong you are now? Like
Hold
oh
on,
my
hold
goodness,
on,
like,
hold on. My grandma's calling me. You guys can continue.
okay.
June talks with his grandma as we discuss the political ramifications of the riots in Minneapolis and across the country.
It's that whole community was just it was so annoying in 2020.
Mute your fucking mic. Mute your mic, you
Swear he doesn't care.
Hold on, I'll be right back.
yeah. I agree though, like the more like which like I don't even blame certain people for like I mean I blame like people who were being idiots at that time and being like, oh, these fucking rioters, like you were just saying.
Mhm.
But like
Yeah.
to me it's like we were here to like talk about comics and shit and like we can talk about like political stuff like in the
Right,
DMs or whatever and or if like it's important enough then yeah post about it and like spread a positive message, but I feel like that's not what was going on.
Mhm.
It was just people bitching at each other like
Yeah,
constantly.
it just got like so like a lot of that discourse was just like a lot of people just not knowing anything. Like I feel like post 2020 everyone is educated, but like you know, like it's
Yeah.
I think we just had we had so much time at home to just really sit back and learn about society and the way things work, and I think that's why like I'm I don't want to say I'm impartial, but I'm a little more empathetic towards, people like Gavin who were extremely insensitive and said very ignorant things, but
Yeah.
you can understand why, because a lot of that stuff just flew. Like I said some pretty woof.
Yeah.
The stuff that I said came out, it would be woof, it'd be horrible. But that's just how it was.
Well,
That's just how it was.
Yeah, like
Part
of me like does kind of part of me does like kind of like understand like the argument of context, but it's also like, I don't know. I guess it's just like depends on
A
like
lot of
who
those
you're
people.
around. I guess it's more so depending like who you're around. Like just be aware of that.
Yeah.
Like we're all
Yeah.
friends talking to each other.
Okay, Jojo, you
And like as long as like I know I'm in my bounds and you're in your bounds and everybody else is in their
Right.
bounds and nobody's like stepping on your toes, then like we're
Right.
good. And like most people in
Right.
our group will like call each other out for it. Like if
Right.
like
Yeah.
if somebody goes over the line. Like this is a smaller
Right,
example,
yeah.
but like sometimes I'll refer to you as he and you guys will be like, oh no, they. Like you'll just correct me real quick and I'm like, oh yeah, sorry, they.
Right.
Like that's just like
Right.
a little example, but just like it's just a matter of like
Yeah.
like you're saying, educating people and like trying
Is
your
he doing
best.
this purposely?
What?
Yes, is he messing with us?
I don't know what the fuck he's doing.
Like, listen.
Oh, grandma fell.
She okay?
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah, that's why I was on the phone. Anyways, what were we talking about? Oh yeah, IGCC, man. That's watch shit, man.
We are well beyond the Instagram comic community.
Oh, what we talking about now? What we talking
We
about?
were just talking about the politics in 2020.
Yeah. I
Don't
do
be
feel
a
like
liberal.
in terms
Don't be a
of
liberal, especially the white liberals. Fuck the white liberals.
Shut up, newbie.
Crackers,
Shut up, newbie. Let him talk.
crackers.
going back to what you
Let
were
him
saying
talk.
before, though, Ty, in terms of having sympathy for people like Gavin, like
I
I
said
do think.
empathy. I don't know about sympathy.
No,
Empathy.
Well, you said something similar. I don't know. I thought you said
me and
you have like
empath
a certain
sensing
amount of
Gavin's
like
pain.
understanding. I guess I'll phrase it like that.
Yeah. Yeah.
I don't think like ignorance like that is ever going to be like undone until like our American
Excusable?
education
Yeah.
system like actually like
Yeah.
fully like reforms itself.
Probably not
Which,
gonna
like,
I don't
happen.
even think it's at the point of education. I think it's just a point of like, what are your parents teaching you?
For real.
Like at some
like
point,
comes
it's like,
from like the
where
like,
does the
education
responsibility
and like
fall?
what you're learning, and because like
Yeah.
school is like where most people are like interacting with others. And
American
school is
History
where you
X.
learn a lot of your history, and like a lot of the history you
Mhm.
learn about in school, it
White-
like is so
white history.
sanitized. Yeah, it's very sanitized. Like people have talked about it recently, like during MLK Day, but like they have like significantly sanitized this like talk around MLK, and like they don't talk about how like people didn't like him when he was around. They
Yeah, no.
like he was this great guy and he was fighting for
Yeah,
those
no.
rights, and then he got shot by a bad man. And it's like no, like there was
like,
a lot
no,
of,
he was a villain. He was a public villain. He was literally, everyone hated him.
The super
Yeah.
villain. It's also like for like it's like you learn about like your history during like your respective like months, but it's always like the same old like schlop. That's like it's like that like it's like the stuff they feed you. It's like for for like February for Black History Month. I guess all we learn about is like MLK,
I didn't
Malcolm
learn.
X, everybody else, and then when
I'm not
Black
gonna lie
History
to
rolls
you.
around again, MLK, Malcolm X.
Mhm.
It's the same old stuff. You learn about like nothing new. They don't even
I'm not
teach
gonna lie to you. Like,
Asian history at my school. That's yeah.
I don't know. Maybe this is just because I go to like
Private school.
education. Yeah, maybe it's just that. But like, I didn't like. There was nothing like. Okay, there were like in terms of like the history department, nothing happened for Black History Month. Like we just learned about the like I think we were at like the we were at Reconstruction. That's where we were at, Reconstruction.
Ooh.
Anyways, still I love my teacher. Loved him. So cool. But I think the most like surprising thing is seeing how it changes. It's like the education system. It's
Mhm.
slowly changing because you kind of see like a lot of people are starting to become aware of how washed over it is. Like I was very surprised when I learned about Emmett Till, and I was well, okay. I already knew about it, but learning about it in like school,
Yeah.
that was surprising. And I was a little, I wasn't thrilled that I had to watch a documentary about it because they showed his body like 4 times. Yeah, it was like,
Yeah.
oh,
Oh no.
yeah, but and I just think it's cool. It's kind of seeing how it's cool in like like the grand scheme of things. Not like I'm not happy to learn about America's
It was
horrible
pretty cool seeing his
horrible
dead body,
sex.
dead mutilated body. This 12-year-old child.
Yeah, man.
I'm glad. I'm glad. Thai is getting like their history because like it took like my school like I think like almost like 20 years to put in like an Asian related class at my school. I
Sheesh.
had to like
Sheesh,
they
man.
had to like interview me for it kinda because like they were asking around Asians and I was like, man, it'd be nice to learn
How do
up
you
on
feel
my
about Asian
history.
history?
It's like
Do you really care that much?
I was never taught it, so most of my history
Right.
I had to go like read outside of school for it. Like the Chinese Exclusion Act is like a
Hmm.
really huge like crime that was like not like it's not brought up.
It's very small. That's the thing, is like a lot of these things are like small print. It's like you
Yeah.
They
gotta
are.
like investigate it yourself.
And
It's very
it's like
small.
for like the history too, like they have to have like a respective class for it. Like you have to
Hmm.
go seek it out instead of it being in like the history curriculum. And I get that there's like
Yeah.
multiple like there's like stuff you have to cram and
Multiple
there's
things are happening at once.
yeah.
Yeah.
But it's like slavery was like a chapter for back at middle school for me. Slavery was a chapter in the textbook.
Yeah. Like I remember, goodness, I don't remember what war this was, but I remember the freedom of the Philippines. That was like a few days. Like that was like 2 classes.
Yeah.
But I know how complicated that thing was. Like I know, I just, man, it's like you can't. It's very like I understand that you have a limited time because it's only 9 months in a school year typically.
Yeah.
So
But you
you
were
have
in
like a
school
limited
for
amount
that
of
many
time.
years. Like they have the
Exactly.
time. They just
Like
don't
for
like
they don't
segment
want
it
to.
out.
I want to teach it. Like it's just like it's like they don't have the belief that kids can't memorize something
Yeah.
like come on. Come on,
Like
I still know I still know my algebras. I still know all this. Why can't I learn something new
yeah.
for once? Why do I have to
Yeah.
learn about the Revolutionary War? And the thing is too, they teach us about the Revolutionary War. It's like they don't reveal the full truth
Bits and
until you're like
pieces.
16.
Yeah.
Yeah. Like why did it take so long for me to realize that like I think it's John Adams, horrible dude. Why did it take so long for me to learn this? Like I'm like, oh, he's all a great guy, but no, he was like hunting down Native Americans actively. That's not something I learned until
Yeah.
very
I
recently.
don't know about you
It's like,
guys, but like at least like in term from what I remember of my education, like in history, like
mhm,
they like just
mhm,
overlap. Like a lot of it like overlapped. Like I remember a lot of the stuff I learned in elementary school was the stuff I learned
mhm.
in middle school, and
Yeah,
like
exactly.
for high school it was a little different because it was like world history or whatever. But like
Mhm,
for elementary to middle school, like it was the same shit over and over and over again, and like they would expand on things a
right.
little bit here and there, but it was more so just like little nuances in like how the law worked or whatever, like
And
how like
it's
the
like
laws
Mhm,
came to be or whatever, and
yeah.
now like actually like no, there actually was some bad people do like within these conflicts, and this is what they did and this is how they were responsible. Like I don't
right.
know.
it's like if you're like a minority in like school, you're gonna want to learn about shit that relates to you, like your history and stuff.
Right.
But you're probably gonna have to just like do it outside of school because they won't teach that shit.
Oh, yeah.
It'd be like that.
Hey man, it's crazy, but yeah, you know what? You know what relates to this? This is like off topic, but it's something I've been seeing around, and after all, we are a bit of a comics podcast.
Mhm.
I've been seeing this going around that a lot of people are like actually upset that I think it's the next issue or the issue afterwards. I don't know which one. John Kent. Okay, it's worded weirdly, so that's why it's kind of funny. But it's like John Kent is going to be facing homophobia in the next issue of his comic, and people are like, like,
Okay.
it's just like people are like actually upset at this, and I'm like,
I think I'm more like
why?
iffy on like it being like a straight hetero writer that's like writing about it.
Yeah, that's
No,
the
but
main one
like,
I've seen is just that like
yeah,
it comes off like very performative more than anything. Like, oh guys, I'm gonna have my Superman be bisexual. He's gonna be fucking dudes, and then you know what? He's gonna tackle homophobia. He's gonna own the conserves or whatever, whatever like the conservative term for libs is or whatever, like whatever the equivalent term
okay.
is.
I just looked it up. It's Superman, Son of Kal-El, 12, and I just think like generally, like I think the thing is with like you should write what you know or write what you experience. It's like that's valid, but also not because
Hmm.
I feel like as like a as like a self-proclaimed storyteller or like an appreciator of different stories. I feel like there are some that I would love to tell that I can't necessarily relate to, but I would be extremely willing to learn about that and
About
hope to
getting
do it
bitches.
justice. I think that's the thing is that a lot of people are just lazy. Like a lot of people just don't do their due
Research.
diligence on learning something that's important to a lot of people. Like the whole Miles Morales. What if Miles Morales was Thor thing?
By Odin
Come on, man.
Spade. By
Come on.
Odin Spade.
Like, come on. Like, you telling me that guy really cared about, what a black person would say if they
Odin
were
didn't even
in
have a
Norse
fade.
mythology?
Odin didn't even have
Like,
a fade. He was bald.
exactly, he's bald. Yeah.
Yeah, it legit read like a parody comic more than anything. Like it just was like, all right,
Exactly.
well, fuck it. Like there's like having fun with it, and then there's like parody. Like
Yeah.
it's legit just like him like saying it was almost like he was saying inadvertently, this is a stupid fucking comic. Fuck you for buying this in a way.
But I think while you should do your due diligence and write, try to do
Don't be a
the
savior.
character's
Don't
background
be a
and history
savior.
respect. Don't be a savior. And I don't think you should, like, it shouldn't be like a thing where, if you have a white person writing an Asian story and an Asian person wanting to write an Asian story, it shouldn't be pick the white writer. It shouldn't be that. Like, I know, like, oh, but what if the white writer's bad? Oh, why, you can't tell the worst story? Like, why is that your immediate thought? Why can't it be? Why don't we give this person who's not likely to get a chance in a very, very busy industry? Why can't we just give them this one chance to write something that they know that, there's a high possibility that it's going to be authentic, you know? Like even in like the capitalistic sense, people who write, Asian people who write Asian stories, they're going to attract an Asian audience,
Mhm.
just like black people who write black stories are going to attract a black audience. If you look at it in a capitalistic sense, it's pretty depressing. But it's like, it's just like, I feel like you can write what you don't know, but still research it. But that shouldn't take away from the fact you should not be taking any opportunities from someone who genuinely lives that and wants to write it.
I'm gonna write a Santa
That's-
movie.
Hey man, do what you want, but
I do
also
think
do what you want, but
I do think there is like kind of like a thing though where like there's like that typecasting aspect, and I know I've seen
Yeah.
I think it was Christopher Priest who talked about it, or like I think he said it was Marvel in particular that does it, where like writers are typecast to certain characters, like, oh, you can only handle a black character or whatever, or like,
Right.
or like if you're Asian, you can only handle Asian, whatever, and like.
Mhm.
I do agree with you in terms of like minorities should be getting those opportunities more, but I do also think like it shouldn't just be like, oh, you're like a black guy here. Well, I guess you'll be writing the black book. Like there's just balance for like it's just like a matter of finding that balance to it and like ensuring like okay, if he can write Black Panther, then he can also have the opportunity, like just as much of an opportunity to write
To write like Spider. Yeah.
Yeah, like
Yeah.
it shouldn't just be
Shout out
like
Dwayne McDuffie. Rest in peace.
yeah.
It's my goat right there.
Dwayne McDuffie. Have you?
Many people don't know that he actually rewrote the Superman All-Star movie for the like he rewrote the script for the movie. It's absolutely beautiful. But hey, typecasting, so beautiful. You can write Miles, Black Panther. Ooh, look at that. Ooh, why don't you write Black Panther Shuri too? Oh my goodness, I'm gonna love it. What about the Wakanda series? Oh my god. See, it's just like
Yeah, I feel like
it's just
one of the worst examples of that was like that America series that they put out, and like they legit got like a queer, like Afro Latino person, but like the book ended up being horrible.
you mean hold on. You mean like America who?
America
Chavez?
Chavez, yeah, like I
Was
think
that
they
the
actually
one by Carlos Gomez?
no, not that one. It was like from years ago. It was like 2016. I think they
The
actually
Marvel
got
Now one?
like no. Wait, it wasn't Marvel Now. Was it
Was
Marvel
it?
Now?
No.
It might have been. Actually, it
No,
might have been
Marvel
Marvel Now.
no, Marvel Now was a little
Well,
Marvel
it
Now
could
was a
have been
little
Marvel Now 2.0 or whatever. Like I don't know.
Yeah,
All
okay.
new, all
Yeah, I was like,
different.
that was a little
Oh, it's all new, other different.
That shit was
But
ass.
I'm pretty sure they got like a Afro Latina queer woman to write it, and like on paper, it's like, oh, nice. Like they got it, but then like you read the book
Mhm.
and it's incomprehensible. Like that is like one of the few comics like I remember reading and just thinking to myself, what the fuck did I just like? I like legit felt robbed because I remember even like reading like some reviews on it and they're like, this is so great, like so great that America finally got a series. I'm like, okay, I'll pick it up. Incomprehensible. Could not tell you one thing that happened outside of the fact that the artwork was pretty good because it's Joe Keones or whatever, and he did Howard the Duck.
Yeah.
That's it. Just had good art.
You just have it up.
Yeah, man, but I think the thing it kind of matters a little bit more. We're talking about movies and like, well, not just movies, but like movies and TV shows. Because the thing I'm seeing a lot, and it's crazy the disparity you can see between Twitter and Instagram. Because I don't think anyone talks about this on Instagram.
Mhm.
Twitter, there are so many Jewish people who felt like the Moon Knight series
Oh yeah.
didn't do Mark any justice at all. Didn't do Mark's Jewish heritage at all. And yeah, after like listening and doing my due diligence on that, I'm starting to agree, man, because like it's kind of crazy how they I mean. Like it's a Marvel series, so you have to just suspend your disbelief for some things. But like
Consume.
it's just a
There are
little
no Jewish
crazy that
people in the Marvel Cinematic Universe.
that they
Did
it's
they?
just crazy that they spent this 6 episode. What was it, 6 or 8? I can't remember. They spent this, they hyped it up as like this character study, and the final episode is a kaiju battle. Like where was what was the character study? It was for 1.5 episodes.
I think that's the problem with the
It felt like
fucking.
they just did a bunch of nothing.
That's the problem with the fucking the Disney Plus shows is that they have like such a limited like episode count, and they're probably like
Yeah.
No, that's not even it.
there's
That's
like,
not even it. Like,
I
you
kind of
know,
agree with Ty on this. Like, that's not even. It's literally just like the story you're telling
bad
is like,
writing.
yeah, like
let me finish. Let me finish. There's probably studio interference with it, plus the fucking limited.
No,
No, you don't think so?
I think it's like
I feel
I'll
like
agree
it's
with you on.
combination of
Agree
things.
with you. On partially. I think it's probably limited because if they went over like 10 or 12, it would take a little too long, and the show would come
Well,
out
just
late,
money
and you're
as
starting to
well.
pack stuff up. Yeah, like you can't like you're just gonna blow money on something that you really shouldn't have. Like why are you wasting money on why is Echo worth $200 million when it could have been bumped down a little bit more? So
That is true. That is true.
it's like yeah, like I understand that people are like, oh no, the episodes, they don't have enough episodes. Like, some of those Netflix series they ran on for a little longer than they needed to per
Yeah.
season because they felt like they needed to fill in a quota.
Punisher
I
season
think
1.
having I feel like having 8 or 9 episodes max is sufficient as long as you're telling a story and you have people who can write TV. That's the thing. They haven't really had people who can write TV. They have people who write movies.
Yeah.
It's the problem.
I guess it is true. It is, yeah.
Yeah.
Except Miss Marvel. Love Miss Marvel.
I feel like honestly, I know like it's kind of like shit on now, but like I feel like WandaVision had the best had the best execution and template in terms of it being a TV
Yeah.
series. Like
Yeah.
the marriage between like concept like the concept of the show fits perfectly for an episodic structure because you are literally going through the decades with each episode, and each episode the plot progresses a little, and the only weak episodes of that series, at least to me, are the ones where it's outside of that structure. Like,
Right.
like I feel like episode 5 is where the series peaked. Because like it was like a decent enough balance between like the real world stuff and like the sitcom stuff, but then like episode 6 and 7 are just kind of like whatever.
Yeah, just huge dips. Yeah.
Episode 8 is really good because you kind of like see the explanation as to why it was structured like this, like in terms of Wanda's trauma and all that. But then episode 9 is just like it would have been a flop if not for like the last like 10 minutes where like you actually see like Tucker kids into bed or whatever else. Like that was good, but everything else.
I wouldn't know. I still haven't. I still haven't watched it. I haven't watched any of
It's good.
Disney
I think it's
Plus
worth watching. I think it's like probably the second best Disney Plus show.
Yeah.
What's the first?
I mean, like I guess like top
Loki.
3 for me. Yeah, I feel like it's like Loki, Falcon and the Winter Soldier, and WandaVision. I feel like Falcon and the Winter Soldier is like episodically it is like pretty solid. Like I don't think it's like fantastic, but I do at least think like it has better pacing than the other, especially Moon Knight. Moon Knight, I think, has had the worst pacing of like the Disney Plus shows I watched. So
shout out Calvin, future geek. He was dick writing that fucking show.
Every time I hear about Falcon and the Winter Soldier, I can just feel my blood pressure rising because I want to say so many bad things about that episode. So many bad things about that series. Like, I tried to stay positive. I tried to like it, and just got to the final episode. And I was like, nope, I hate the series. I can't pretend like I don't. I can't pretend like it was good anymore.
Did you like that?
And even just looking back, I'm just kind of like, no, not a single. That could have been a movie for me. I couldn't live with that.
Did you like the Isaiah Bradley stuff that they did though? Did you like that?
No, I don't. That was weak. It was so weak. And I'll say it was only weak because of the way it finished. Why would you end this series with him just being satisfied with the statue in the museum? You're telling me he suffered through torture, and he's just content with the statue? It's like I would be furious. Like, why didn't Sam actually try to do anything? Like, why didn't he try to bring to light what actually happened to him? Why wasn't there a
I guess to me,
Compito?
like I took that as like that is the like that was just a way to visually show like it's coming to light. But like, I
Yeah,
don't
but
know.
even like that, it's like, oh, come to light. But like, isn't the whole point of isn't the whole climax is, why isn't the government being held accountable for, not protecting the right to these people? Why aren't they opening the borders when, people are suffering? That's the whole point. But then, you get like Isaiah gets a statue, Sam yells at the politicians, but nothing happens. And John Walker, he gets off scot-free. Nothing happens, even though he violated a clear rule when people told him that if he got in that costume again and got that shield, he would be put in a holding facility, probably held up on trial. But nothing happened.
Well, you see, he's joining the
Ah,
Thunderbolts tie.
yeah, yo, yo,
It's a future. It's a
Mike,
setup
why
for a
would he go to
future
jail?
movie.
I'm
What do you
not
mean
a.
there's no consequences? Like, come on, man.
Who
He's not
cares?
Captain America anymore.
I'm just.
Why are you
I'm
being
just
so?
honestly.
Hey, why are you being so hard on him? Huh? He's just a good soldier doing his job. He was over there taking out those guys.
Yeah. A terrorist, man. He didn't do anything wrong.
I'm gonna
He didn't do
be.
anything wrong at all.
I'm gonna be honest. Who gives a shit about the Thunderbolts movie? Like, I was reading.
Nobody.
I was reading something somewhere. It was like a post. It might have been from like Miles or some shit. That your movies are never getting fucking funded, by the way. But it was like, I can't wait to see the Thunderbolts be done justice. And I'm like, what fucking Thunderbolt comics are there? It's like, I don't. Have people
Yeah, it's
talked
just
about
like
the fucking
this is
Thunderbolts?
like one of the ones. This is like one of the movies. You can just tell they're just like they don't really exist in the comics. They're not too good. Just gonna make them up. Just make them up as we go. It's like the Midnight Suns. Like they don't. It's not really a thing.
What?
They're just gonna go with whatever.
It's gonna be
Just
one
gonna
of the
trust
movies
them.
ever. One of the movies ever.
One of the movies ever.
I don't know, man. I
guess-
just don't like this series.
I guess, like to
Yeah,
me,
to each
I
their own.
appreciate that they at least acknowledged the fact that like they acknowledged the topic of there being a black Captain America and what the implications of that would be. Whereas like Moon
Mhm.
Knight, there's very little acknowledgement of him actually being Jewish. As far as I can, like, I haven't finished the series yet, but like from everything like
Mhm.
I've heard about the show and what everybody's like told me, it sounds like the
Oh.
most you get is like a little like the Jewish hat on his head or whatever.
Yeah.
Like, that's
Yeah,
the
he has a
best you get.
kippa, and then he throws it down in frustration. I'm trying not to laugh.
Visual storytelling from the Marvel team saying, illustrating how they do not care about Mark's Jewish heritage.
Mind you, this is also with the company. This is the parent. This is under the parent company of Walt Disney.
Yeah.
Very, very famous anti-Semitic. Not trying to say anything, but the coincidences are coincidenting. That's all I'll say. Mind you, they didn't even say Mark had DID in the series, like at all.
Nah.
Like it says it in
Oh,
every
yeah.
episode description, everything, but it just never explicitly.
Honestly,
said,
for as
so.
much as people clowned on that one dude for saying that like Mark's personality was like a multiversal thing, that could have been real. Like as much as people clown on that guy, that could have like ended up being an actual thing. Like I read that and I legit got sick. Like I was like, no. I was like, they can't do that. Would they? Like, would they?
It's like you have to question if they would. I mean, if it was profitable, they probably would.
Yeah, they like if they were really leaning into the multiverse thing. If it was any other character besides Moon Knight, 100% they would have done it. Like
Doctor Strange has DID. The whole multiverse of madness is just his
Doctor Strange has DID.
I don't know, man.
That eye is another personality trying to poke through.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You know what? Miss Marvel though. It's looking amazing. So excited.
I still
for
have
it. I'm
not watched
so
it yet,
excited.
but I
I
will
need to
soon.
Oh my
stop.
god.
I need to
You're
stop
killing me.
consuming
I usually watch it with my
MCU.
dad. That's why I'm like I'm like behind on Moon Knight too. I haven't finished Moon Knight, and I need to catch up on
You're
Miss
killing
Marvel.
me.
So
This motherfucker with a dad. This motherfucker with a dad. This motherfucker with a dad. Kill yourself.
For real. For real.
How about you kill yourself
Alright.
now?
I do want to take you back the conversation back to what you were saying about like at least do your research, because it kind of
Mhm.
reminds me of recently there's been an epidemic, I'll call it, of
Epidemic.
white men of well just men in general making movies about how scary it is to be a
Yeah.
woman. And like I need
Oh
that shit to stop. Like first it
man.
was Last
Oh
Night
my
in
god, bro.
Soho with Edgar Wright. And then we got Alex Garland swinging his dick around and doing it with men. And that shit is like, fuck it. It's so shallow. I hate it.
It's
Man,
like
Yes.
men, like the
it looks
movie Men.
garbage. It looks
The,
garbage.
the thing with that, like that whole like it's like it's like it reminds me of like how dudes used to go like, oh my god, you know, I'm just so saddened by the way women are actually oppressed in the workplace, and like I know I'm like a man and everything, so no, I would never want to oppress you.
Yeah,
And like
it's
if you
literally
feel
just
threatened by
the.
me,
I do not realize
it's
you're a woman. I myself a man. I know, but I also knows how fat your honkers are. Like it comes off like the most apologetic cinema I've ever seen, and like just so fucking stupid.
yeah. I think the thing is, it's just like it's a lot of men who just don't get women.
Yes.
And that's a crazy thing to say, but it's a real thing to say. Like a lot of dudes just don't get women. You know, they just don't understand them. They don't understand the way they think, the way they talk, the way they act, and you know, you just get these caricatures. You know, these fake stories, caricatures, these
Yeah.
you know, just dumb ideas. Like what was even the idea of like Last Night in Soho? It just
Did,
like I feel like it would have been better if it was just like
did you watch
it
that
was
Last Night in
just one.
Soho?
No, I haven't, but
I did. It
I just
was.
like
It's
is it that
frustrating.
bad?
It's infuriating. Like I thought about that movie for weeks. Yeah, just found out about a white woman. Damn, that shit suck. But like that movie is infuriating because like I thought about that movie for weeks because it had a
Mhm,
great idea on paper. Because like for the most part, like the woman is literally being haunted by like the ghosts of men in
yeah.
London,
Oh.
and like
Oh.
on paper it's a great idea, and like she's experiencing it's like a parallel narrative where like in her current
Mhm,
state she's like just moving to London, and then in the 60s it's
mhm,
about her experiencing this other woman's life and how she just moved to London,
mhm,
and she's like kind of like getting
mhm,
deeper and deeper into the scene, I guess, and is like slowly being taken advantage of by men. And then
mhm.
the movie throws the most baffling and fucking stupid twist at you when it's revealed that the ghosts that have been haunting the girl in the present are actually the men that the girl she's been like the girl from the 60s, like the
Mhm.
girl from the 60s was like killing all of these men, and then like at the last
What?
minute they're
Oh,
trying to like portray it as if like
Oh, it's one of those.
yeah, it's
One of
like
those.
it's like they wanted you to like feel bad for the men, and then it's like and they're like help us, and I'm like what? Like I was so pissed. I was like what the fuck was that? Like you literally had the perfect like setup for like a horror movie thing, and
Mhm.
then you just fucked it. Like admittedly, like that is
I'm
pretty shallow,
mhm.
like just to have it be like, oh well, scary men. But like I
It
think
sounds like a
like with it being like literal ghosts and like having that be like a metaphor for the like the continuous like shadow of misogyny like looming the streets
Right.
and all that. Like that's like an interesting like take, I think. But then they ruin it when it turns out she's basically like Jason's mother.
Hashtag
Like-
not all men. Hashtag not all men.
Yeah.
Not all men.
And they have like the worst side character. I have this. I've coined a new term, like me and my friends have. There's a character I like to call a Landon, and I coined this term from the movie Black Christmas, which surprisingly enough, I looked it up, and I'm pretty sure at least like that was directed by a woman, and that is one of the worst examples of like, of like portraying the female angle, because like all that movie is all men suck and isn't it scary for women?
Black Christmas?
And
Whew.
yes,
Oof.
Black Christmas, the recent one, the 2019 like
Oh, the
remake. Yeah, no,
reboot.
the reboot. Yeah,
I've
the
heard of
reboot
it.
that just came out. Sorry, I should have been more specific with that. But in the movie, there's this character named Landon, and he's a black dude, and he is like the most accommodate. Like he might as well be on his hands and knees, like barking at the women and like saying,
Okay.
like
Okay.
he,
Time moment.
like he is like so like overly serving, and like his sole purpose is to just like abide by the women. And there's a character like that, and he is also black in Last Night in Soho, who's like literally, oh, are you okay? Are you okay? And like his whole sole purpose in life seems to be to take care of like the main character. And it's like, that's not how you write any characters.
Literally me in 7th grade.
No.
It's literally me.
But like, I hate that thing where it's like most men in movies are portrayed as bad, and then you just have like this one puppy dog character basically, and it's like that's just like actually have nuance to it. Like I think like a better example of it is like
Oh fuck.
what was it?
Oh man.
Fuck, what's that movie's name? It's
Which
the
one?
it's the one that came out in like 2019, and it had like the Britney Spears toxic violin thing with it.
No, not
Us?
Tanya. It can't be Tanya.
No?
I Tanya. No.
No, it wasn't I, Tanya. That was the
2019. Let's
Yeah, man. Google's our friend. Let's see. 2019 Britney Spears movie. That's just, it's not gonna make sense.
just look up like toxic instrumental or whatever.
Was it Us?
No, it wasn't
Leaving
us.
Neverland.
No, fuck.
Wait, no, that was all Michael Jackson. Let me see.
Describe
Promising
the-
Young Woman. Promising Young Woman.
Promising Young Woman.
Yeah, that's
That
what it was.
2020.
Oh, that was 2020? I thought that was 2019.
Yeah. No, that
I
was 2020.
could have swore to God that was 2019.
Well, you swore wrong. You swore wrong.
Promising. I'm looking this up right now. Fuck you.
Feminist black is
Yeah,
a black
look at you, look at
comedy.
you.
Dude, they
Look at you, you're
mislabeled.
wrong.
I swear to God, they mislabeled this shit.
Look at
No
you.
way it was
Look-
2020.
Look at you. You're so wrong.
No way it was
Look at you.
2020. I feel so
It
stupid.
came out on Christmas. It came out on Christmas.
What the fuck? Dude, I remember seeing like trailers for this in theaters. How would I have saw trailers for this in theaters? What the fuck? Anyway, I guess I'm just I guess I'm fucking stupid. In other news, but I feel like that was one of the better like portrayals of like a woman's perspective. I don't know if it was directed by a woman. Let me check real quick. I'll just look at the director.
Yes, it was.
It was?
Emerald
Okay.
Fennel.
Like it's very clear that was from a female perspective, because it's not just like, oh, all men are bad and then there's like this one guy who's good. It's like, no, like most men have at least a hint of misogyny in them, but like there are also good aspects to them.
True.
And it's a pretty like good and balanced portrayal. I didn't like the ending to that movie, but like it's still like I'd say it's one of the better portrayals, and it's because it's from a woman. And I hate seeing men, especially, is like worse. Last Night in Soho, at least like looks nice and like it's a watchable movie. Men is just shit. Men is literally just, oh, isn't it scary for women? And that's it. Because the main character has no other like reason, like she has no other character to her outside of her reacting to men mistreating her.
Those
basically.
A24 movies are kind of hit or miss.
Oh yeah, definitely.
They're very hit or miss, extremely hit or miss. A24 doesn't even do anything. I know it's becoming a popular joke now, but they really don't do anything.
Hey,
yeah.
shout
They'll
out
just take
Everything
anything.
Everywhere All at Once. I haven't seen it.
I
But
mean,
That shit
Michelle
was
Yeoh's
good.
in there.
That shit was
I'll
good.
say that. I'll say this. They seem to have like a particular type of they always want to tell a particular type of story. I've seen
Is
it's
this
like
that slow burn atmosphere? I fucking love that video.
are the young kids gonna love this one? They seem like they will. Like it's you know it's actually I can't remember. See, I think you hate this movie. I can't even talk about it and not feel judged.
What?
Because I'm pretty sure you hate it, Bryce. You hate Spencer. I know you hate
Spencer?
it. You have something
I don't
against it.
hate it. I just feel like it was the most overhyped shit I have ever heard. Like, legit, everybody was like, give Christian the Oscar! Give Christian the Oscar! And I was like, she just cried. Like, she just literally sat there and was like, oh, he cheated on me. And like was like dabbing her face with a fucking Gucci napkin or whatever. And I'm like, I don't give a fuck, bitch. Like, the ending was nice, but it wasn't like anything I'd be like racing to watch again.
I guess that it should.
Yeah, I thought it was pretty cool.
That's how I feel.
I thought it was pretty cool a little bit, but after seeing Black Swan, I'm kind of like, oh, yeah. It's like, oh, it kind of seemed like the same movie to me now. I don't know. Maybe I just maybe it's just me.
I don't know.
Maybe
I
I'm
don't
not the
remember a
type of
scene
person
where
that's like,
Kristen Stewart's character, where her legs just like invert and she literally starts becoming a swan. And I don't remember Mila Kunis getting her fucking muff eaten in.
Dude, that was such an insane scene. I felt uncomfortable. I was like,
dude, I remember I was watching that movie, and then my mom literally came out for that scene. I was like, "What the fuck?" Like, it was years ago though. Like, I couldn't have been like more than like 13 or 14 when I was watching that movie, and like my mom was like sitting there with me. She's like, "Bryce, what the fuck?" I don't know. We're eating pussy. Some rug is getting torn up. I used to always fuck around with my mom because we would watch Jessica Jones together, and there's obviously Jerry, Jessica's lawyer, who's a lesbian, and anytime she started like flirting with anybody, I'm like, oh, she's about to take her to the rug store. My dad would lose it and always laugh at it, but my mom was like, Bryce, stop.
Oh my god!
But back to A24, they're literally like highest. They're literally like on Mount Everest, or like fucking the Mariana Trench. Like,
I need to send Brewer gay porn.
Worst movies are just off. Like Lamb is one of the worst movies I have ever seen in my entire life because it is just nothing. That is like the most pseudo, like it you know that like Family Guy video where it's like it insists upon itself. That is one movie where I would say it insists upon itself because it is like showing you nothing and it is saying nothing. Like you have to look at this little fucking sheep baby hybrid's ass like a couple times throughout the movies, and like why do I have to see a little baby ass in this fucking movie? Like, I don't need to say little baby ass, especially when you're not telling me what this is actually saying. You are not conveying a word.
It's deep. It's deep. It's conveying
It's about nature versus nurture. It's about the repercussions of when you fucking disrupt the natural order. It's about
lamb ass.
You guys don't have any media literature anymore.
Lamb ass. Lamb ass.
But then you have shit like Waves, which is like legitimately one of the best movies in the last decade.
What is he? Oh, okay. I thought he was just yelling to yelling. It's actually interesting. No, okay, talking to his mom. Anyways,
you seen?
Yeah, I've seen. I just googled Waves, and I don't know what I was expecting.
Dude, Waves is like actually really good. Waves is really good.
I googled waves, and most of it is water, but then there's just a picture of a black guy's head, and I don't know what I expected. What I
When you said
expected from
black guy
that.
said, I just imagine like just the I like you cut Jeep, just like smack.
But I mean, you're definitely right. You're definitely right that there's a certain type of movie that A24 seems to endorse or produce,
Oh yeah,
not produce, but
Mhm.
distribute. And some of it can be good. There's a lot of it that's pretty bad. It's a lot.
They're kind
It's
of like
pretty.
the Adult Swim of the fucking like pompous cinema world. Like,
You dissing Adult Swim?
well, I'm just saying,
No,
Adult Swim could put out like literally one of the worst shows you've ever seen, or like one of the best shows you've ever seen. Like they'll approve,
easily,
like they'll like fund or approve,
basically
like
anything.
yeah, like anything.
I could literally have a talk show about me just describing what it feels like to take a shit, and they'll greenlight it.
They'll
That's
at the
basically it.
very least, they will consider it as a serious option.
Yeah.
And like I feel like A24 is very much the same. It's like, oh, you have a movie about a
Lamb
human
ass.
lamb, yeah, a human lamb hybrid, and it's basically just about this family being happy with that hybrid and taking care of it until the very end of the movie when the lamb's father fucking shows up and shoots the
What the?
dad and then takes the
Wait,
child,
wait, wait,
and then the mother is just left there to like grieve on her own, and then the movie ends.
wait, what? Wait. Do you mean like a sheep? Like a sheep did this, or is it like an actual person?
It's a okay, they don't
Is it like a
explain
sheep
it,
man
dude.
hybrid?
Is a little dude, look it up. It holds what's funny about it is it holds a gun. You see it hold a gun and
I
like
need to see this
shoot
shit. I need to see
the
this
dad,
shit.
and I was like, what the fuck?
Lamb sheep man. Hold on. I gotta type this because I can't believe this. Sheep man. Oh my goodness, it's an actual thing.
Dude,
Okay.
it's an actual
Ram
thing.
man. Hold on. I'll
It's
pop it in
Oh.
general. I'll pop it in general. Hold on, I'll pop it in general.
Okay. Ram man. Okay. All right. Now
Like what the fuck?
it's interesting.
Honestly,
That's
that should be
interesting.
the thumbnail. It's just the lamb man fucking pointing a gun
Look at this
right
shit.
at
Look at this
the
shit. Look at this shit. Look at this shit. Hold on.
It's horrendous. Oh
ew,
my goodness.
ew.
It looks like it's from like a
What the
really
fuck?
bad Disney movie. It just seems like like a really bad Disney
It's like, yeah,
movie
it's like a Disney
from
live
the
action
90s.
remake. But like literally, like I don't know what there was the only shot of that movie that I was like, wow, was like you like get to see like that whatever, like the lamb man's like just how tall the lamb man is in the perspective of like a lamb's eye. And like it looks
Mhm.
fucking scary in that shot, but then they hit you with this shot at the end of the movie where he's like holding a gun and he just looks goofy as fuck. I'm like, what the hell? Like you had one good shot and then you soiled it.
Oh my goodness, man.
So
I'll have to watch that one day.
so
But like in an ironic way, because
so
nope.
she and the Ram man
They're just
they
kind of like chilling now.
they did the thing, yeah? Is that what they're saying?
No, I think it's just like a man lamb, like how they're like, in Greek mythology, there's just like minotaurs.
Yeah,
There's no sense
Yeah,
really
they
of
never
explaining it.
explain it. Like you see the perspective of I think you see this perspective of the man lamb, and then you see him like go into the sheep kennel, and like it's implied that like when they cut away, he like probably fucks the lamb, and then like
Yeah.
he like lets the lamb, like one of the actual sheep, give birth to the lamb hybrid.
Wait,
What?
hold on. I'm so confused because it's just like, why? How do you come up with this? Like,
That's literally it. Like, because I feel like it's supposed to be a meditation on like grief and like nature versus nurture and all that, but like
Mhm.
it doesn't actually end up saying anything. Like, because conceit, I think, was that like it's implied a few times that the couple that ends up raising the lamb, and her name's
Mhm.
Ada, like the couple that ends
Mhm.
up raising Ada, like had a child before that they lost.
Okay.
And like this,
Oh, it's one of those movies. Oh,
yeah.
okay.
So,
Yeah.
and like I get it. Like I feel like it's like a cliche like meme at this point. Like, oh, fucking A24 movie focusing on like A24 pseudo horror movie focusing on grief and its effects. Got it. I already picture it in my head. I know what it is. But like to me,
Yeah.
it never actually like you could have not mentioned that they had a daughter and like nothing would have changed about the movie. Like it still would have like had me questioning why are they so okay? Because like nobody really questions it. Like why this lamb creature is like an actual thing. Like the husband's brother visits at one point and he's like, yo, what the fuck is going on? And then eventually he just like stops caring. Like 5 minutes later, he stops caring and he's like having a good old family time. And then he tries to fuck the wife at some point,
What?
and like the
True.
wife like denies
True.
him. And then
Mm.
you see her tits at least, which like cool, I guess.
Oh. Oh,
But like
yeah.
there's nothing like
That makes sense.
actually going on in that movie that communicates anything of actual substance.
Yeah, at least got some boobs in there.
Boobies.
Just worth your time.
Humana.
Just worth your time.
Boobs,
Go.
lamb boobs, lamb boobs, lamb ass, lamb ass.
Googly, googly, googly.
Great googly moogly. There's some lamb ass in this movie.
Why watch an A24 movie when you can go watch Thor: Love and Thunder on July 6th?
Yeah, honestly, I always hate it when people like I'd rather watch like a new original movie than some Marvel bullshit. And it's like, okay, but like if
It's
that indie
terrible.
movie is not like fucking, if that indie movie is boring as fuck, like the worst indie movie is like 10 times more unenjoyable than the worst Marvel movie or even the worst DC movie.
That's true.
Like,
Yeah.
I'll take them. I'm sorry. Like, I'm a fucking shill. I'm a corporate fraud. Like, Disney's paying my bills, whatever. But like,
Mhm.
I'd rather take those sometimes over like the indie shit because some of this indie shit is just bad.
It's just so bad.
Yeah.
Like you want to love it, but then it's like, oh my goodness, what is this? It's like what am I really giving my money to?
You get shit like Spring Breakers.
When is the Five Nights at Freddy's
Spring
movie coming
Breakers is
out?
also fucking terrible.
There's a Five Nights at Freddy's movie coming out.
Or in independent cinema, you get something like Spider-Man Lotus.
Yeah.
Pick or
Indie
choose.
filmmakers.
Pick or choose. Spider-Man.
Like I
in
do
one hand.
agree with the sentiment that like indie filmmakers should be like getting more recognition and that like indie films in general should be getting more recognition because like
If your shit is good.
seeing how long Spider-Man No Way Home was in theaters and how much showtimes Doctor Strange 2 took out. Yeah, like that was fucking depressing.
Yeah.
Like that is terrible. And it's literally just because Disney is a fucking juggernaut. But like I really don't think like it's hard to change that at this point because like the damage is done.
Yeah.
Like unless like you just don't see the movie, like start not seeing Doctor Strange 2 or Avatar 2, which I already don't. Everybody's gonna fucking show up to that movie for God knows what reason.
That shit. I'm not watching Avatar 2.
I'm waiting till like the second or third weekend. I'm
not
like
watching.
Like
not watching that shit.
If I see that the first weekend was like a box office blowout, then I'll say fuck it and go because like the damage is done. There's literally nothing I can do to like stop the wave of unnamed Avatar. Like people like to talk about fucking unnamed voters or whatever showing up overnight. Where the fuck are these Avatar fans coming from?
No, like literally, it's like I haven't seen Avatar talked about in the past 5 years.
It's literally just
Or in the
clown on
3 years
it.
I've been
Anytime.
online.
The
Yeah.
first movie was very revolutionary for the CGI. I just don't
Oh,
see how.
Yeah,
I'm
for the
not arguing with
CGI.
No,
that.
I just don't see why you'd go see the fucking second one because like it's
Or
nothing
the third
new.
one, or the fourth one, or the fifth one that they already have made. Like, why?
It's
I
like
think the
I
thing is
get
with like
seeing
people going.
Avatar when it was out in like
Mhm.
2009 when like shit was like PS2 graphics and seeing that shit it was being wonderful, right?
No,
But
yeah,
like
like I remember seeing that shit like opening week, and I was like mind blown. But I was also 9 years old. I was like fucking 9. So anything was gonna blow my mind to that. I was like watching Super Baby Geniuses 2, and that shit was like making me shit my diapers. Like anything could have blown my mind at that point.
I think it's the thing with like people going like, oh, why are you watching a movie? Why are you watching a DC movie? Like, bro, you know you're watching like you're watching Euphoria on HBO, right?
You're
You
watching
know who
Stranger Things
owns
on
HBO?
Netflix, right?
who the
Yeah, like
Whoever's in
like
the top
ooh
10 right now.
ooh. Yeah, like I wonder who else is destroying the industry. Very
Yeah.
interesting.
Like
I be
everybody
Like
loves to
pirating
there's
on
no
point
my
the
denying.
finger. But like I hate that saying, but like everybody loves to point the finger, but there's another one pointing right back at you, or whatever the fuck it however it goes. Like
if you point
everybody
fingers,
is
there's
a
four pointing back at you. Yeah, that's
yeah.
the thing.
There's always a system you're a slave to. It's just a matter of like
Hmm.
whether you're acknowledging of it. And like
Hmm.
if you don't decide to see those, like to me it's like who gives a fuck? If Joe Schmo wants to go see Doctor Strange in the Multiverse of Madness, fucking let him go see it. If I want to go see Crimes of the Future and watch Kristen Stewart fucking talk about how surgery is the new sex, let me. Like it doesn't make me any less of a moviegoer than it does make that guy going to see Doctor Strange 2 any less of a moviegoer.
Different
It
strokes for
does not
different folks.
fucking
Right,
matter.
Obi-Wan is mid
right.
though. I ain't gonna care. Obi-Wan's fucking mid.
It's actually terrible.
It has
It's actually
nothing to do
terrible.
with the conversation. I just want to shit on Obi-Wan. That shit is so disappointing. It just goes to show that Disney is a fucking monopoly who will just like crowdfund wherever
No,
the
it's
fuck
it's
you want if it gets enough clicks. Fucking, I'm gonna put it into the universe. I want to see a Disney Plus Star Wars show starring Poopy McShit Poop Pants, and it's 8
No,
episodes.
it's Glup Shitto. That's the name is Glup Shitto.
Huh.
the thing with like
I'm still
Obi-Wan
gonna
is
watch the
like
Bad Batch though.
I
I'm
just think people put their too much hope into like what that show could have been. Like
No, yeah.
I'm not gonna lie to you. I'm not gonna lie to you. Like
Look, it's
Obi-Wan,
been
I
in
feel like
development for like
it should have just been a movie. Because
It
at
should
that
have.
point, like
Literally
it
should have
should have just
been.
been a movie. Because what are you really going to do for 8 episodes? If people think this is going to be an in-depth character study, like
Well,
what
I
is he
thought
going
there
to do?
was one more
Wander around the
episode.
desert
It's just 6,
pondering?
right?
Yeah, it's 6 episodes. Like,
Yeah.
is he really just going to ponder around in the desert? Oh my goodness, what have I done
Obi-Wan.
with my life? What have I done with my life, Anakin? I hate it now. No, no. It's obviously there's gonna be something to it. It's just
while
it's really disappointing because I had some hope in Denver
while
Chow
I
and I thought that
do
should be
think
good.
the show is mid, I'm kind of like
Hmm?
I gotta give them like a clap for like showing Anakin slashing the fuck out of younglings. Like that took some.
No, that really shocked me.
I was like,
It really shocked me.
yo, oh, I was like, oh, they're just gonna cut out from Anakin just fucking Sandy
Cut it.
hooking all the younglings, but no, they fucking showed that shit.
I joked about it. I
Yeah, they
remember
were also
joking
playing
about it. I
Punk
was
Out
like,
Kicks during
oh,
that scene. I thought that was pretty interesting.
yeah. I remember joking about it. I was like, you know what? I want to see the younglings get killed. I feel like this seems really interesting.
And then
And then it
they just
actually
fucking do it. They just
happened.
fucking do it. They just fucking do it.
Oh,
I'll give them that balls.
yeah.
I
It's like,
think
oh my
like I think
goodness.
like the main shit that Obi-Wan's being talked about right now is like the youngling shit, right? And it's the fucking black actress getting like cyberbullied on like the internet for being black. That's like
That
the
is like
main
so
thing.
weird to me. Well, on like a character level, I find her inclusion weird because she literally just should have been in Vader's place in the first place, and I feel like that's the only
Mhm.
reason why it's a TV show is because of her character. Because
Mhm.
like you literally could have just had it be a straightforward Leia, Obi-Wan, and Vader just like going in circles or whatever.
Yeah.
But
Mhm.
now instead, it's like we have this like weird middleman character, and people are using that as an excuse to be racist or whatever, or like justify racism. Like I mean, I guess this is just an excuse for me to talk shit about Booger. But he was like, "Oh, like if you're like giving into like these performative acts, like when like the Star Wars account was like, we don't condone racism." He's like, "Oh, like it's
Mhm.
so performative, blah blah. Like nobody's actually talking about race. Like nobody's actually like saying racist things." Where it's like, yes, they fucking are. Like you're
Yes.
just like too
Yeah.
ignorant to
The
actually
Star
acknowledge that
Wars
they are.
The Star Wars fans. That's like a go-to
Yeah.
every single time a Star Wars project fucking comes. There are three things in life. There's taxes, there's death, and there's Star Wars
Mhm.
fans just being the most vile people to any
Being
type of
obnoxious
minority
as
ever.
fucking pushing people to the brink of suicide because of the character they
Exactly.
portrayed.
Every single time there's gonna be a colored person in Star Wars, I will bet all my life savings
I
that
mean, they
that
even
person is
bullied
gonna
that little
become a
white
smart.
boy. They bullied that little white boy to near suicide. He was gonna fucking blow his brains out. Like
Ugh.
they don't care what your sometimes they don't care what your race is. If you get in the way of like this tiny little detail, if I don't even know, man. Like if this
Oh.
character shit in another character's toilet, God forbid. Like no, but it's Obi-Wan's toilet. Canonically, nobody else has used it. What are you talking about? That's the more accurate. In this comic I read 9 years ago, it said right here, nobody else has used the toilet.
Disney, Star Wars. I don't know.
I will mention though, I do think it's kind of funny that the Star Wars account said that about racism. But then when The Force Awakens was coming out, they hid Finn's face on the posters for
Yeah.
Chinese cinema. So I do
Two-Face.
agree it is a little
Two-Face.
performative. But at the end of the day, like
I don't know.
still be a racist piece of shit. But also Disney, stop hiding black people. China can fucking grow up at some point and honestly, you can grow up at some point and not have China as your main source of income. Like we're already seeing that right now.
They did that for Shang-Chi, and Shang-Chi did fucking
Yeah,
well
like
without
I'm
China.
pretty sure a lot of movies
Yeah.
right now were doing like more than fine without China. Like I don't get it. Like,
But it is a big market,
Define.
though.
it is a big market.
It is a big market.
It's a big
Money's
market,
up.
but like it to me, like it shouldn't be like, oh well,
Like, there's no reason to edit
I
it.
guess
There's
we'll have
no
to
reason.
hide one of our main characters in the poster. Like that to me, that's just like so scummy and weird and gross.
Hey, yo,
Like,
shout
no.
out the Saudi Arabia like corporation Instagrams or like social media profile pictures who just like don't change during Pride Month. Good on. shout out
You know
them.
what's going on.
Yeah. Speaking of
Sticking
Pride,
with
like it was the same thing for Rise of Skywalker. Like they had that weird background kiss for like nobody
Yeah.
except to check a box,
2
and then they
seconds.
just
2
took it out
seconds.
in countries where they could, so they could get it shown there. And it's like, which like they've admittedly gotten a little bit better, I guess, about it. Like with Lightyear, like they
Mhm.
were gonna take it out in the first place, so like not that better, but like at least in the end they put it back in there. But, like it's literally like a 2-second scene.
Yeah.
Like
Yeah, you know what? I feel bad for you. I feel bad for you.
which
I'll
like they
take
might
this
as
one.
well. Like it just like it shows that it's obviously a lesbian couple in the first place. It is kind of funny though, because like she ends up getting pregnant, and like story wise, they are stranded on this planet. So like I guess they set up a fertility clinic or something, or like they just like asked a favor of somebody. Like, anyway, not really that big of a deal, but it was just kind of like funny, like thinking about the logistics.
Every single celebrity is a satanic pedophile. Donald Trump will be our savior.
Oh. No, man. I'm getting tired.
Yeah, this episode's gone on for a lot. We went from Lotus talk to politicals to Star Wars fans and China.
It's amazing.
China.
It's amazing how busy we can get.
These regenerate talk. I'm telling you, the regenerate talk episodes where we just like go on like rants and just like side tangents for like fucking like 20 minutes, and then we're like, oh, what the fuck are we talking about? Right, the Middle East. It's those are always the fun episodes because it's just random talks, man.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Like me and Ty talking about propaganda while you just scroll through funny Garfield comics on Discord.
Hey man, I can't relate to that. So it's like Bryce is like most of the cops in the workforce are white, and Ty is black, and I'm the model
my
minority.
brothers are blue.
So I can't really. There's just some things. I feel like most people forget that sometimes we kind of have to stay in our lanes when it comes to like topics and stuff.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, even though
I mean, we kind of touched on that earlier. Like, it's just like certain things, like you're never gonna like be able to know or tell.
Yeah.
Like,
Anyways,
you
I'm
kinda
gonna
just
go
have to,
listen
like, let other
to
people talk.
gangster rap music and throw up gang signs.
Take the gangsta belt off.
But yeah, man.
It's always fun. It's always fun. Don't lose this episode. Don't lose this.
I won't lose this
I leave that entirely
Please.
in your hands, June.
I
Don't
will
give that to
download
me.
it. I'll download it. I will edit it. I'll put Ram Man as the fucking guy on the title. Ram Man.
All right.
Yeah, do y'all want to?
Thank you.
Do y'all want to like shout each fucking your accounts out and shit, man? You want to do that?
Yeah, you go first, white man. Go first, white
Yeah,
man.
you go first, white man. Just like everything else. Yeah, Gregor.
Shout out GGK Central, Gavin Knopp.
I'd like to shout out the Mighty Miles. He's currently casting for Gwen Stacy.
I'd like to
His
shout out.
ass is not making that movie.
I'd like to shout out our friend Blue Jay High Speed Aircraft for telling us every single time we mention a MCU movie that we are consumers, and Disney is going to take care of us all with satanic pedophile magic. And I also want to shout out the Green Goblin actor from Spider-Man Lotus. Keep using R words, man. Our co-host Bryce uses it all the time, man. Just lay off the N-word. Good on you.
Yeah, man.
Rock
on.
It's okay to be
brother.
ableist, but it's never okay to be racist.
Mm-hmm. Take off your gangster belt, man. Put on your dunce cap. And with that, thank you for listening to Regenerative Talk. I've been Media Teriyaki, Comic Asian, Millennium Radiance. Ty's been Ty. Adam Sandler's Big Wheel.
Yeah.
Adam Sandler's Big Wheel. Okay, bye-bye.